Day 49, the Om Challenge. When I think of the big dream as the ones that become translated from one individual receiving them, moving them into a vision that can be shared by other people, in essence, a common dream, my mind immediately goes to the many myths around the world, the myths that have shaped our cultures, that mold our lives. When a big dream is personal, it helps us to overcome conditioning, the rote means of living our lives that's dictated by our genetics, dictated by our bloodlines, and by the cultures that the bloodlines create, which is a story around the world told over and over and over in humanity. And now is the time for us to move beyond that, to move beyond the two system of the polarity of pairs of opposites into a third element, which makes it creative. So that's what we're talking about with the Om, A-U-M, the three system. And what is that? So when we talk about the big dream, we're talking about an impression from subconscious mind that has long-standing effects, that in effect disturbs some of that conditioning. It's the dreams that can lead us into new places, new relationships, travel, adventure. It's the part of us that answers the human urge to leave home and to go on a journey and to come back better from it for everyone. Joseph Campbell outlined that well in The Hero's Journey, and one of my favorite stories about it has a female as the lead character, and her name is Dorothy Gale from Kansas. She is the lead character in a book written in 1900 by Frank L. Baum called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. You probably know it from the movie. The movie became very famous because it was one of the first Technicolor movies ever made. So it actually brought into our reality what looked like real things because they were in color. Up until then, things were in black and white, so you could really distinguish between movies and the fictional world representation and what was real in our everyday life. We can talk another time about what computer-generated effects have done to that. For right now, let's stay with Dorothy Gale. Dorothy lives in Kansas in the United States of America. She's caught in a storm, and a tornado wreaks havoc with her house. She's living with her aunt and uncle. And it breaks in a window and it hits her on the head, and so she's knocked out. So we'll talk about the movie. The entire movie is her adventures in a dream. The entire story is a myth about a dream. When we realize that, and when we make it our dream, then the whole story opens up in different levels. We begin to realize that Dorothy is seeking to go home because she's landed somewhere that she doesn't know where she is. The characters, the wicked witches, the good witch, are talking about that part of her that is the good witch and the bad witch, the yes, no, the truth, the falsehood, the good girl, the bad girl, those kinds of things. That's all the brain chatter. The three characters that she meets while she's going on her trip on the pathway of life, she meets the Scarecrow, who more than anything else wants a brain. She meets the Tin Man, who more than anything else wants a heart. She meets the Lion, who more than anything else wants courage. He wants the guts. So in this story, we have the ancient Taoist principles of how the human form works. It's remarkable what we begin to realize when we interpret the myths of the world in the universal language of mind, the dreaming language. That's why they speak to us. It's not just a feeling, although it definitely is a feeling. It's also a call to a greater, deeper intelligence within each one of us that knows that we have this power of envisioning in ways that can help everyone, not just selfish ways of getting what you want or win-win situations, but true benevolent service. This is the gateway that dreams provide us. And it's a gateway that every time you go through it, it will feed your beloved. It will feed your soul in every possible way. Satyagraha.